So guys, I'm just out trekking along this dirt track along from where the cottage is, and I've been noticing that a new species for me, broad-winged hawks, quite a lot different than the other hawk species that I've encountered, and surprisingly massive heads, quite a big eye, short tail and quite stubby body. So really quite an unusual looking hawk really. And they've been hunting along this track after loads of different bird species, and I've seen them hounding and attacking jays, and they're working in a team. They're absolutely fantastic to watch. So I've been along here with my shorter outfit and come along today with the tripod, bigger lens. Probably not going to see them, but I hope so. They seem to have been along here a few times now, and I see them quite a lot. So going to get myself set up, hoping to see some action, and some many other bird species as well along the way really. So I'm just out just to see how it goes really. I'm not too fussed on targeting any certain species. This is obviously a good spot for moose too, so maybe I'll get lucky there. So I've just seen the hawk. It's just come over, and they do like a really high-pitched whistle. Really quite unusual for a hawk like that. It's really, really high pitch, and it's just gone over the top, down into the cover behind. I'm hoping it's going to come back out. They generally obviously feed along this corridor here, so it's a little overcast today. It's been really, really bright, so we'll see how we get on. Let's hope, just sit, wait, and see if they come along, but this seems to be their patch, so hopefully we'll have some luck. So I've definitely found the spot for the hawks, these broad-winged hawks. Just come along the track a bit more and saw another bird just take off and go up into a clump of trees here. But the life of me, I can't see where it's landed. So I'm going to just sit here, be patient, and see if I can see it move. There's also been a Cooper's hawk in here, which obviously I'm familiar with back home. And but here now, these broad wings are a new species, and they are quite different, certainly in their hunting strategy, and the shape and the size of these birds. Really, really vocal too with that whistle. I just heard it again going off, so hoping to get lucky. I was using the 100-500 the other day, and it's great when you've got a smaller outfit because you can just be so much more agile than clumbering around with a tripod. But when it comes to doing some video work, guys, it's a little bit tricky. Even at slow-mo hand holding, you still get a bit of wobble there, so you know it's best to have it supported on a tripod. So anyway, we're going to hang on here for a minute. I think I might see it, and hopefully we get lucky. So guys, I think I've just found the nest site. Possibly, it looks very, very hawk-like, bird of prey-like, right in a fork of a tree. Lovely woodpecker giving it some welly there. Beautiful sound. So I think this is the nest. I saw it go towards this way. It's not sitting in there at the moment, but there's loads and loads of little birds flying around. We've got, I think, got eastern phoebes, loads and loads of smaller bird species. Beautiful hive of industry in here. Oh yeah, beautiful. We've got a huge flurry of brown creepers. They're kind of like our tree creeper. They kind of look exactly the same and they sound pretty similar. And there's about 4 or 5 around me at the moment. But my God, they're hard to film and to photograph because they're so small and they don't sit still. It's been on this trunk just behind me here, and I'm hoping to get them coming back. But they're so quick. But this is lovely out the wind, and the wind's getting up, so there might be a splash of rain this afternoon. And I've just tucked myself in here, and it's well out the wind, and all the birds seem to be migrating here. So there's eastern phoebes here, there's brown creepers, there's nuthatches, woodpeckers. So a lot of species here. So we've got the yellow-bellied sapsuckers, which I've never really seen before. I've heard them but never filmed them, so I've got a couple of those as well. So it's absolutely lovely to see some new species in here. It really is. Those hawks have gone a bit quiet, mind, but I'm sure they'll be back. But this is fantastic, just spending time with different species. Yeah, loving it. So guys, bit of good news actually. I was out for a family walk yesterday. So my wife, my son and my 2 dogs, although they didn't see it, as we were walking back, sort of late in the evening, I saw my first wolf and yeah, it was fleeting and it just disappeared into nothing. Yeah, I was absolutely over the moon, to be honest, but then suddenly makes it more real that you're in this sort of environment where they live along with bears and the moose. So yeah, amazing to see, but my God, yeah, it makes you think, the safety side of things, but magnificent to see. And its first reaction when it heard us was to get out of there. So clearly, unless you are in on top of them, they're going to leave you alone and they're just going to hightail it out of there because it's just not worth their effort, really. But yeah, it was fantastic to see. It really was. When, sort of my body had like chills go right through me. But oh, amazing. I just love to be able to photograph them. And I know where I saw it. And there looks like there could possibly be some sort of den area there. It's a big rocky outcrop with loads of caves at the base. It's all worn down the bottom. So very well could be. So maybe a stakeout before I go from a distance with a big lens and a 2x tele converter, I think. But yeah. Fantastic to see though. So guys, I've moved off the track now and I've gone into the forest. And there's a nice lake just down here. I'm going to check that out, see if we've got anything on the lake, any birds, maybe any other species. But yeah, it's quite daunting in here. It feels like autumn, winter. Although the temperature's not bad. It's very quiet. There's a lot of wild garlic on the ground as well in here. It's very open so I can see anything coming, which is good. But the thing about obviously bears and things here is that people go around talking and shouting and dogs barking and making a noise, and I'm kind of coming around, creeping around. So I've got to be a little bit mindful of that. I don't want to scare things off that I want to photograph though, so the birds aren't too bad, but the mammals will run a mile. So yeah, I've just got to be a bit mindful. All the bears are coming out of hibernation now in April, and with young, I think, and probably quite hungry. So yeah, it's not the worst time for them. I think the worst time is August, I think September, when they're trying to fatten up for hibernation, and then they get quite bad. So yeah, let's just hope we don't actually encounter any too close, and maybe see one at distance, which would be awesome. So I got the telly in my pocket in case I need to whack that on and maybe do some distant stuff, but the chances of me seeing one are pretty remote, but you just never know. Anyway, let's get down to this lake, have a look, see if there's anything on it. So guys, just got down to the this large lake here, or pond as I think they call them, and it looks kind of devoid there with all the dead trees and stuff in the middle, but we've got common grackles there, there's red-winged blackbirds, pine siskins, yellow fronted warblers I think, a few other species obviously on the old bird app, Merlin bird app, but seen a few swallows as well, first one, so that's Hirunda rustica, I think it's the same species we get in Europe. Seen a few of those hawking over the top of the ponds as well, but yeah, it's beautiful in here, so quiet. I mean, this is not a track or trail, this is just a bit of forest off the dirt track. So, and these kind of pools and ponds, lakes are everywhere here, and there's probably a few beaver dams in there as well. I've just seen some wood duck just off the back end, but they're notoriously twitchy here. As soon as they basically see any human activity, they're gone. So they flew off and went round the back. They're so hard to see amongst all this clutter, but going to sit tight here for a bit, I think. Just keep my wits about me, keep doing a 360 just to make sure I'm not alone. I am alone. Nothing's going to come up behind me, because it is quite disconcerting. I know I harp on about it. At home in the UK, I'm not bothered about anything that I encounter in the wild. Nothing really bothers me and phases me at all, but here, totally different ball game, guys. You know, you've just got to have your wits, your senses about you even more. You know, if I spot anything like that, you know, up close, haven't got much time to react, and we haven't got time to move, you know, there could be a bit of an issue there. So it's just keeping my wits about me at all times. But no, it's fantastic to be here and amongst this, it really is. And there's loads of these migrant species who are arriving, so it's fantastic to see. But yeah, going to move on, go around the other side where it's a bit quieter, and maybe we'll get some luck. Well guys, it was nice to get out for the sort of late morning, afternoon, but just checking the weather app, and there's a hell of a lot of rain coming for the next 5 or 6 hours, and I think it's the only rain of the week. I've got quite a walk back, so I think I've got 12 or 13 minutes, it said, before it comes down, so let's get my arse back. But hope you enjoyed that mooch in the woods and along the track for some of the birds. It's been pretty enjoyable on an overcast day. Hopefully lots more to come from me. But yeah, great to be out. No bear or moose though, but maybe we'll catch up with them again. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. got the loons just out to my right hand side. Look at that.